This is the Razer DeathAdder Hyperspeed, an incredibly priced mouse with top tier performance. I've had the opportunity to get familiar with it these past couple days, and I'm here to tell you why this is quite possibly the best gaming mouse I've ever used. I'm not going to dig in too deep into the specs here, but I chose this mouse for a few reasons. I've been a fan of SteelSeries mice for a while, and I've worn out a fair portion of the ones I've owned. So when looking for a new mouse, I wanted to not only focus on specs, but price, availability, and longevity. I picked this mouse up from Best Buy for $80. It comes with everything you need straight out of the box, including the extension cord for the 2.4 GHz USB sensor. The unboxing of this mouse was fairly straightforward, but I noticed something the second I picked it up. It absolutely shocked me. This thing was light, and I mean not it's a decent kind of light. I mean like I had to check to make sure it wasn't missing a AA battery, which it wasn't because a battery is built in. I had seen a few reviews on this mouse that mentioned the weight, but I honestly didn't pay attention that much. The weight here really makes a massive difference. The mouse glides effortlessly on the PTFE pads, and it was quite a bit of a learning curve. The shape of the mouse is a huge plus too. I've used the Logitech G Pro Superlight before, and this thing is a whole different ballgame. The way it feels in my hand is just something that can't even be explained because it feels so good and so natural. Now let's talk performance. When I first started using this mouse and playing some games with it, it felt odd. Like there was no mouse under my hand and that I could move it very fluidly. To be honest, in the first 2 days, I missed my shots a lot, and I knew that I would have to get used to using something so much lighter than what I was used to. After a fair bit of messing with game sensitivity and DPI, I found a setting I liked, and it was butter from there. Overall, my hand cramped a lot less and fatigue was almost non-existent. In esports titles like Counter-Strike, consistency is huge, and I felt a lot more confident of my AK sprays and overall consistency using the DeathAdder. I also enjoyed the long battery life on the mouse, which is something that I was definitely not used to. My SteelSeries Aerox 5 would last a decent while, but hasn't even come close to touching the DeathAdder, even after multiple days of use without charging. It may be due to the lack of RGB on the DeathAdder, to which I'm not going to complain because I'm not an RGB fan in the first place, but this was a very welcome surprise. Overall, I really can't find anything I don't like about this mouse. It's comfortable, consistent, and gets the job done. I don't go crazy into my peripheral specs, so I couldn't really tell you what makes this better or worse than the DeathAdder Pro, other than the feel or the shape. But $80 for something that's going to be fairly set and forget, I think the Razer DeathAdder Hyperspeed swings way above its pay grade and is an excellent choice for a mouse for this price.